Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming today. The reason we're having this press conference today is to talk about a report just issued by the Republicans on the Foreign Relations Committee, and also a bill that Senator Portman and I have introduced, and it has to do with immigration. So we're going to talk about immigration today, and I know all of you have other issues on your mind, and I'm certain that myself and my colleagues will be happy to pontificate at some time on those issues, but today we're going to stay focused on immigration. There is a real crisis at the southern border, and we're here to talk about that today because there are a lot of issues in America today, and this is one that should be getting substantially more attention, substantially more ink than what it's getting or time on the air, and it's simply not. Why do I say that? Well, since the new administration took over, 2.6 million immigrants, illegal immigrants, have attempted to enter the country and have been encountered by United States personnel. That doesn't count the ones that have gotten in that did not have an encounter. So 2.6 million had an encounter. Now, what does that 2.6 million equal? It equals, if it was a city, it would be tied for the third largest city in America. If it were a state, it would exceed the population of 11 of the states. So this is a crisis in America today. Transnational criminal organizations are also capitalizing on the weak U.S. and regional enforcement of border security and immigration controls and evolving their human smuggling and trafficking tactics. Over 6,000 migrants were victims of kidnapping and related abuses since last January. Violent criminals and deadly fentanyl are making their way across the border. Over 16,000 criminals have been arrested at the border since the beginning of last year for crimes that include homicide, assault, sex crimes, kidnapping, robbery, and trafficking. The safety and security of U.S. citizens is at risk. This can't continue, and it can't be ignored. The prior administration, however you feel about them, took a number of actions to effectively stem the flow of illegal migration and build political will in neighboring countries to improve their law enforcement and asylum processing capabilities. These policies were working, and the illegal immigration and attempted illegal immigration was a small fraction of what changed when this administration took over. This administration dismantled these measures and failed to put in place workable alternatives. Importantly, very importantly, is the message that was sent. We all saw them being interviewed on TV. They said if this president was elected, we were welcome here and we could come in, and they were really at a loss as to why there was any problem with this because they believed they were invited. These policies are not only undermining our own efforts to reduce illegal immigration, but also disincentivizing regional governments from taking action to enforce their obligations that would make migration more orderly, safe, and controlled. This is why several of my Senate Foreign Relations Committee colleagues and I released a report that details the problem at hand and offers concrete recommendations to achieve safety and security at our U.S. southern border and the region at large and return us to where we were before this administration took over. This is the report. There's copies here. I'm sure you'll find that interesting reading. The time to take action is now. We must establish effective immigration controls in the United States, including extending Title 42, reinstating the migrant protection protocols and asylum cooperative agreements, strengthening border security and migration management capabilities in the region, and targeting TCO human smuggling and trafficking. If the administration implements these policies now, we will be able to improve the safety and security of our citizens at home and the region at large. As such, I'm announcing I have introduced the Solving Border Crisis Act with Senator Portman, who's here today, which would enact into law several of the findings in our reports. Senator Portman is an expert on the problems that this illegal immigration is causing with import of narcotics, illegal drugs into the United States. I can't stress enough the importance of implementing these solutions immediately to protect our sovereignty and national security. We will be pressing hard to move this legislation. But we are not naive. We're here because the administration wants to have the situation the way it is, because they could fix it, and they could fix it easily. And this isn't going to change unless the administration reverses course, and they probably won't. But what we have in front of you is a blueprint for the next administrations to deal with this critical problem that restores America back to a place where people who come here are welcomed here, and who come here legally are welcomed here, and we hope to get back to that at some point in time. Senator Portman.